This is my mini version of the plate joining jig. Each of these ladders is covered in sellotape so that the glue doesn't stick. These are all on the same plane, all the same thickness. On this side I've attached some eyes with, this is bias tape. On the other side I've got some cleats. I've also covered the strips of wood in sellotape. These are going to go on top. Tighten up with the bias tape, and then we'll use wedges to create the tension. Now this little jig is used for my stick dulcimers. It's about the right size for my smallest ukuleles, probably my soprano and concert, and probably the cigar boxes. It's a nice little gluing jig. This will also do my smallest soprano bowed psalteries. So it's very simple, scrap pieces of wood. I put a hook just because I can hang it up afterwards. It just gets it off the workbench while I'm doing other things. See my other video for the larger version of this, where I glue larger plates up. This jointing jig, very easy to make. The cleats are probably the most expensive part, but you could use some scrap pieces of wood instead. You don't need to use these, I just like these. This stick dulcimer is a 2-piece mahogany back. Beautiful dense piece of wood this is. And it's already been jointed. And so I've marked on with a triangle which direction I want it. So it's going to go here. So the pieces of wood will just overlap like this. Now everything happens quite quickly, so we have to make sure that we're prepared. So everything is ready. I've got 2 wedges for every piece of bias tape. The bias tape is already tied on. Just a thin bead. You don't want to leave any dry spots if you can help it once you've rubbed it in. I'd rather have a little bit of glue coming out. Make sure there's no empty spots. Okay, so position it on. We can use some tape so it doesn't slip, because there is a tendency for these things to slip. Small bits of tape just to hold it in place just while we're positioning ourselves. So scrap pieces of wood with sellotape on so it doesn't stick. Okay, I'll start at the bottom. So when you get as far as you can, you tie up on the cleat with a figure of 8 knot. So you're alternating it. Make a loop. Pull tight. Just try with one wedge to begin with. Sometimes, because this is for all different instruments, sometimes one is enough. Sometimes on the lower bout, it's more likely to work with better with 2, so I'll just sit another one in. There you go. Good squeeze out, good squeeze out. There's some beads of glue squeezing through, just what I like to see. Oh, it's actually really tight at the top, but it's a very small piece of wood here. As long as it's flat, that's fine. Make sure it's flat at the bottom, that's fine. You can feel underneath, make sure there's not, I might just add an extra one here. There we go.